Hey everyone, Old School Pokemon here. So today's video, I figured I'd go ahead and kind of give you a behind the scenes look as to how much I sell on eBay versus how much I make on eBay. Now, I figured we could kind of make this a monthly series if you guys were interested in this, where I would go ahead and kind of talk about my eBay sales throughout the month, how much I sell throughout the month, how much I make throughout the month, different purchases that I have throughout the month, and kind of highlight some of the more exciting sales that I had throughout the month. Now, as I'm recording this video, today is Saturday, April 18th. So I figured for this first video, I'll just go ahead and give you my breakdown of the first quarter of 2020. So that'll be January, February, and March of 2020. And then if this is something you guys are interested in, where we could definitely continue on a monthly basis from here on out, where I actually show you, like I said, how much I sell, how much I buy, how much my profit is, and kind of talk about some of the more exciting sales that happen throughout each month. Um, Before we get into kind of the nitty gritty, the numbers, I did want to kind of illustrate a point here. So this is my eBay store. So if you click the link down below in the description of the YouTube video, if you click that link, you're going to be directed to this page right here. This is my eBay store, and as you can tell, I have 1,883 active listings on eBay. Now I sorted everything priced highest first, so obviously you're going to see the most expensive items first, and then it's gonna decrease from there. So right off the bat, the first item, the most expensive item within my eBay store is this Gold Star Mudkip. I have priced for $300, and then as you can see, the prices are decreasing as we scroll down. Now, what I wanted to illustrate here was how my eBay business works, how I run my eBay business. So as you can see, we're at the bottom of this first page. Now each page that you view has 48 listings. So this is listing number 48 right here. This PSA 9 first edition base set, Farfetch'd. And as you can see, we went from $300 all the way down to $47.50 within that first 48 listings. Now, if we go further, we'll go to page 5. Now, as you can see, this first listing on page 5 is already at $17.50. So we're below that $20 price range already. We're only viewing items 193 through 240 of 1,883. So we'll scroll through this page. As you can see, most of the items on this page are $17.50 or $15. So those are those items right there. And then we'll go even further. We'll go to page 10 of my eBay store. So this is showing items 433 through 480, again, of 1883. And we're already below that $10 price range for these items right here. So the point I'm trying to illustrate is I'm not selling a few high dollar items every month. It's a lot more of quantity every month. I'm doing a lot more shipping every month, selling a lot more every month. So why I wanted to bring this up was because I wanted to kind of illustrate that you don't have to have a whole lot of capital to start out an eBay business. Me personally, the majority of my eBay business is stuff like this, where it's priced below $10. I'd even go as far to say stuff like this right here, which I'll go to in a minute. Unlimited or first edition commons and uncommons. That's the bulk of my eBay business right here. As you can see, these cards priced at $1.75. That's the bulk of my eBay business right there. I do sell holographic cards. I do sell PSA graded cards. But for the most part, the bulk of my orders that I receive on a daily basis are just these individual commons, uncommons, rare cards. So the point I'm trying to illustrate with this is you don't need a whole lot of capital to get started on eBay. You can find decently sized collections, whether that be Wizards of the Coast era cards, more newer cards, whatever you're interested in. Really anything that you're interested in if you're interested in this reselling process. purchase bigger lots for $100, $200 and sell the cards individually. And as long as your pricing on the lot is low enough, you can definitely turn a profit for selling individual common, uncommon, rare, non-holographic cards on eBay. So that was kind of the point I wanted to illustrate there is I'm not doing a lot of high dollar sales. It's more of a lot of quantity every day, every week, every month. Another example to drive that point home is, so this is my my eBay page. Only I can see this. This is all of my active eBay listings that I currently have on eBay. So as you can see, I just have everything sorted by when it's actually ending. But as you can see, this is one of my eBay listings, and it gives you the total results up here. So as you can see, I've got 1,886 active eBay listings, and that number is a little bit different from my eBay store page, which showed the 1,883, just because I basically constantly have items ending and automatically relisting. So that eBay store total does change. This is the more accurate. Obviously, it's only three listings difference, so not too big of a difference there. But the numbers I wanted to show you were these numbers right here. So this number right here is the total dollar amount that I currently have listed on eBay, and this is the total quantity that I currently have listed on eBay. So these numbers come from each individual eBay listing. So for example, this one right here, this Space Set 1 Uncommon Growlithe, I have priced at $1.75 and I have an available quantity of 10. So to get these numbers, what it does is it takes the current price, multiplies it by the quantity, and then adds it to this number right here. And it does that for every listing that I currently have listed within my eBay store. So in total, my total inventory worth is, if everything were to sell, I would have a sale of $39,781.50, and I would be selling 9,494 items. Now, if you take the dollar amount and divide it by the quantity amount, that gets you an average price, so an average price point per item of $4.19. So I thought that would kind of further illustrate how I am doing a lot more quantity versus higher priced cards. To kind of illustrate how it doesn't take a whole lot of capital to get started on eBay. That's one of the main questions that I've been receiving through email is, how do you get started without having a huge budget available to you? And really, you can get started with a minimal budget, but we'll get into that. I might do a video on that later on, talking about how I actually got started on eBay and what my budget was throughout the years growing my eBay business. But we'll talk about that in another video. I just wanted to kind of illustrate that point there for you. But let's go ahead and jump into my actual sales for the first quarter of 2020. So I broke it down by month here, so we'll go through and I'll show you January, February, and March of 2020. We'll break them down separately. So starting out, this is my total sales in January. So starting January 1st of 2020, ending January 31st of 2020. I was home for most of this. I believe I reopened my eBay store. We can actually see right here. So no, this is, okay, no, this is right. So this is January 6th, so this is January 5th. So I reopened my eBay store on January 5th of 2020, and as you can see, I didn't sell, well, no, that doesn't make sense there. So never mind. So I reopened my eBay store January 5th of 2020. That's when I returned home from my full-time job there. So from this figure right here is from January 5th through January 31st, so basically the whole month. So in total for January, I had $14,036.22 worth of sales. Now that's strictly sales. Now we'll jump over here And this is kind of the spreadsheet that I make every month to kind of give a better idea as to how much I'm making on eBay every month. So as you can see, this number is a little bit different because I actually grabbed this number off of my PayPal account versus right here, but it's basically the same. We're talking another couple bucks right there. So for January 2020, we'll say $14,044.20 worth of sales. Now we subtract all of the selling fees. So your eBay fees are approximately 12%. Your PayPal fees are approximately 3%. Your so Indicia postage, that's a postage program that I use versus the printing labels directly off of eBay. I actually use another program to print my shipping labels. So that's for packages that I'm mailing out that I want to include tracking. So Indicia postage is basically packages that are going out with tracking. So the total amount there, $991.87. Stamp postage, that's how many stamps that I'm purchasing for that month. So I spent $130 on stamps for that month. So those are PWE orders, plain white envelope orders that are getting shipped out without tracking. And then the postage scale fee, that's just a monthly fee that I have to pay to have this Indicia program. So that's $15.95 a month. So all of my selling costs combined were $2,418.24. And then we get into my purchases. So whether that be something that I purchase for resale, shipping supplies that I order, card supplies that I order, we got business cards right here. Anything that I purchase that involves my eBay business gets recorded right here. And I just kind of give a general breakdown. So Casey's Distributing Supply, that's my card supplies. Vistaprint business cards, that's the business cards that I had made up. And then PayPal purchases, these are all different purchases that I made throughout the month for resale. So in this spreadsheet, because I like to keep it simplified, I just put PayPal purchase number 1. That's the first purchase of the month that I made. And then I actually have a binder where I keep all those receipts. So I print out the receipt that I received from PayPal. And so if you look at the first receipt for January, under the PayPal tab, you'll see that the total was $460 for something that I purchased. I couldn't tell you what any of these purchases were. But basically, all of my purchases gives us a total of $6,858.38. So now, if you take this $14,000, subtract this $2,500, and subtract this $6,800, you're left with a total profit for January of 2020 of $4,767.58. So in January, my total profit was, we'll call it $4,800. So that's for January 2020. Now, another point I wanted to illustrate to kind of give you an idea of how many packages are going out every month for this $14,000 in sales. Well, if we take this stamp postage, $130 worth of stamps, we'll say each stamp is 50 cents, we'll say. That equates to about 250 packages being sent via PWE, or plain white envelope. So $250 orders via plain white envelope, plus this $991 in actual postage with tracking. So we can come over to this tab right here. This is the Indicia program that I use. Basically, to get that $991.87 worth of postage, I printed out 199 labels for different packages. So we got 199 packages that were sent with tracking, plus 250 packages that were sent without tracking mailed via PWE, for a total of 449 packages that I mailed out in January. If you do the total sales, so if we take this number, divide it by 449, we're left with an average sale price, or an average order price of $31.26, which is slightly above my average. My average is right around $20 per order if you factor in everything throughout the month, just like we did there. So January was slightly higher than above average, but you get the point there. We're doing a large amount of quantity versus a few items for a high dollar amount. So there's January 2020. Next, we'll move on to February of 2020, which is right here. So February 2020, we did $17,906.86 in sales. And just so you can see that, I've got it right here. So February 1st, 2020 through February 29th, 2020, $17,771.74 worth of sales. That's up almost, or a little over 25% from January. So we definitely did a lot better in February than we did in January. So February was a real good month for me. Lot of sales in February. But we'll hop back over here. So again, my total costs for February, $4,574.16. Purchases, I didn't have a lot of purchases in January. I purchased a few things. The biggest purchase I had in February was actually a local purchase from a friend of mine. I believe I showed that purchase in my eBay office tour. It was basically a whole bunch of first edition Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge, and Neo Series common, uncommon, rare cards. There were a few holo cards. There was a few booster packs in there as well. But that was my biggest purchase in February. And total purchases for February was $3,212. So if we take this $17,900, subtract this $4,500, and subtract this $3,200, we're left with a profit in February of $10,120.70. So February, we about doubled our profit margin. We made about $5,000 in January. We made about $10,000 in February. So doing real good. Now we'll hop over here to March of 2020. And again, we'll go through the same process. So March of 2020, $15,499.78 in sales. Just so you can verify, where did I do that? You actually got rid of it. So we can go over here. We'll go March 1st of 2020 through March 31st of 2020. And it'll give us that same number, $15,499.78 worth of sales. As you can tell, our sales in March decreased about 20%. And personally, I was actually real happy about that. I thought my eBay sales were going to go way down. Just with everything going on in the world, people being out of work, people not making as much money as they were back when they were working. So a decrease of 20%, I was real happy about that. I didn't see it affect my profit or my sales nearly as much as I thought it would. So I was pleasantly surprised by these numbers right here. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But anyway, we'll hop back over here. So we got our total sales in March. Our total costs involved were $4,319.70. And then March was a real big month for purchases. So total purchases, $11,848.46. This low purchase was just a box of plain white envelopes that I had purchased off of eBay. This PayPal purchase was, I think I talked about this in one of my videos. I didn't actually show it, but I believe I talked about it. This was actually the complete Shadowless base set. The Charizard was in real nice condition, but it was the complete set, all 102 or 103 cards, because it did include both versions of the Pikachu. So that was that. Plus, it was also a near mint first edition Neo Destiny set Shining Tyranitar that I had purchased. So that purchase, $1,035. This purchase, I believe I talked about this one in the same video, $2,030. This was a huge collection of the greenback Top Sun cards. And if you don't know what those are, I'll show you those real quick. Where are those? Those are actually real cool cards. I like those a lot. I actually kept one of the complete sets for myself. These are the Thompson cards right here. Um, Basically, we got Venusaur right here, number 3 in the Pokedex. These were made in Japan before the release of the Japanese base set, and they're called greenbacks because if you look on the back of these cards, I don't actually have a picture of the back of any of them, but if you look on the back, it's just Japanese text written kind of diagonal like this. Um, and all the texts and the kind of shading on the background is green, so greenback. There's also blueback, which is slightly rarer, and then blueback no number, meaning it doesn't have the number right here. That's even more rare. So a rarity goes blueback, no number, and then blueback, and then greenback as the most common version, if you will. But that was that purchase. I've actually been doing real good selling these cards individually on eBay. I've definitely made my $2,000 back on that purchase, and I still have quite a few of those cards, so that was definitely a good purchase right there. And then this purchase right here, I actually did a specific video on this purchase. This was the collection of first edition base set common and uncommon cards, plus that no damage Ninetales card that I purchased off of King Pokemon, or Gary from Pawn Stars. So March 2020 was a big month of spending. Like I said, total amount $11,848.46 spent in March. So if you take the total sales, subtract the total costs, subtract the total purchases, you're left with a loss of $668.38. So definitely not bad. I nearly broke even, which I was real surprised by considering how much I actually spent in March. And I still have envelopes. I sold the majority of this purchase right here, which was the Tyranitar and the Shadowless base set. I still have a whole bunch of these cards left within my inventory, and I still have the majority, if not, I think I've maybe sold 20 of the first edition base set cards. So I still have the majority of these cards. I actually just got my next PSA submission prepared. Hopefully I'll be able to send that off at some point soonish. But I just got that prepared, and there's a whole bunch of first edition base set cards within that next PSA submission. So that purchase, I actually haven't even decided whether I want to sell those cards or just kind of set them aside for a while. But all the ones in near mint condition and excellent condition, I did list on eBay. So, but as far as the PSA graded cards, I don't know what I quite want to do with that. But the point I was trying to illustrate there was I nearly broke even despite having these purchases right here, and I still have a huge amount of the first edition base set and the Thompson cards. So I think I did real good for the month of March, despite having this slight loss here, which is fine by me. So that's that. Let me know what you guys think of this style video. Oh, if you want to see, so this is the I'll show you this real quick. So the $1,035 purchase that I made, like I said, it was the Shadowless base set plus the Shining Tyranitar. I actually sold the Shining Tyranitar, so that's this card right here. Hopefully this will load. So we'll wait for this to load a second, see if the picture comes up. So here's the Shining Tyranitar I sold. It was actually in real nice condition. It did have this little nick of edge wear right there, but aside from that, it was actually real nice condition. I was debating on submitting it into PSA, but I decided not to. I did just list it on eBay, and it actually sold for my asking price of $375. I had it listed for a few days at $450, and I was receiving offers between $325 and $350, and I was counter offering people $375. So eventually I reduced my price down to $375, and it sold basically immediately. So I think I probably could have sold it for a little bit more if I waited, But that was definitely a good sale right there. And then the other one, which I kind of regret, is this one right here. This is the Shadowless Charizard that I picked up within that the complete Shadowless base set. This card was real nice condition. So there's the front of that card. There's the back of this card right here. Like I said, real nice condition. I was expecting it to grade a PSA 7. So I was going to submit it into PSA, but I decided to list it on eBay. I put it up for $500, which I thought was a fairly high price compared to PSA 7s going for about 700. So I figured put it up for 500, see what people offered me. I put it up one evening, and I actually received a ton of offers in the $300-400 range, which on this card I just declined all those offers because I was just basically waiting for someone to purchase it at my buy it now price. And I thought it was going to take a little bit while, but I went to bed that night, woke up the next morning, and this card had been sold for my full asking price of $500. So kind of regret selling that, but that was a real nice sale right there. Definitely paid for more than half of that purchase. So between the Shadowless Charizard and the Shining Tyranitar, you're looking at almost $900 worth of that purchase. Talking about this purchase right here. And we still got the remainder of the Shadowless base set, which I sold most of those cards already. So definitely did pretty good on that purchase. That was a good purchase right there. But anyway, that's enough rambling on for today's video. Let me know what you guys think of this style video where I kind of go through every month. If we continue this style video, we'll do a video for April 2020, and I'll basically do the same thing where I show you my total sales, total expenses, total purchases, and total profit, and then we'll kind of talk about some of these higher end sales that I had, some of the more exciting sales that I had throughout the month. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this style video. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.